Okay, Suresh.
Well, well, good evening, viewers. This is Suresh Shetye. I am a talk show host. This is the 14th talk show on leadership, and it's a privilege that we have been supported by a large number of growing viewerships. And this is a matter of really privilege for us. And on behalf of India Coaching Federation, I'm grateful to all the viewers. At the same time, I'm also grateful to all the guests of honors who have attended past certain shows. And it's a matter of privilege for me to inform you that today we have two eminent guests of honor. And before we introduce to all our audience, I would like to just brief you about the concept of talk show on leadership. We have ensured that for every talk show we come out with a different leadership theme and the leadership styles. So as usual, we are going to go ahead for today's talk show. This is on talk show on leadership, and our theme is pace setting leadership style. So yes, this is the part of the book called Primer Leadership, being written by none other than Daniel Goleman, who has been considered as the father of emotional intelligence. And this book was published in 2002, where Daniel Goleman had written about total 6 leadership styles. So we are not getting into remaining 5 leadership styles right now, but we'll be focusing on one of those 6 leadership styles, that was pace setting leadership. Pace setting leadership is a phenomena where you will find the team members are highly engaged, where you'll find the leader always demand the high standard, high level of performance. And he strongly believe that people are so matured, they are so known in terms of their capability, their competence, skill set, that there is no need to explain how to get the work done. And therefore, one important name comes in my mind. He is none other than Jack Welch. Jack Welch was the ex-CEO, former CEO of General Electric, and he was considered as most successful pace-setting leader. So in this connection, we have two eminent guests of honor this evening. I'll begin with Dr. Dhirendra Gautam. Dr. Dhirendra Gautam, as you know, that he is a chairman of India Coaching Federation, and he's also founder. He's also chairman of Navi Mumbai, Chamber of Business and Industries, and he's also chairman of women being called Women Sale. It is in order to promote the women empowerment. Okay, and however, important element about Dr. Gautam is he has come with total over 23 years of experience at the global level. At the last association was various multinationals where he had worked as a global CFO. Dr. Gautam is certified chartered accountant, he is a certified management accountant, and of course, he is certified a cost accountant. And with his variety of experience, not only working in India but abroad, had given a lot of diversified knowledge, intensity, and the insights to him. And it is really wonderful, at least for me, and along with those all viewers, to understand and listen to various insights which Dr. Gautam present to us. And today also, I'm looking forward to listen more insights from Dr. Gautam. And today we also have eminent guest of honor, none other than Tripti Pandey. Tripti, she is Assistant Vice President Training and Development. Currently, she is associated with Inox Group, and she is having around 18 years plus experience total in the corporate. And of course, she has come from the hospitality sector. She has done her MBA in hospitality. She has also done her diploma in training and development from TISS, and she is doing a fabulous job in the hospitality sector. And today we are all eager to listen to even Tripti also, how she is going to share her experience, her exposure, whatever the critical insights and the wisdom that both the guests are carrying in their life. We will be all happy to learn from them what are the new facets of pace setting leadership. So first question to Tripti, what Tripti, based on your experience, how you find pace setting leader has really set the tone in the team, and how he had performed, how was the transformation, how was the influence and the impact that a pace setting leader has created. So in terms of your own experience, or you have come across certain successful stories of pace setting leadership. So what do you, Tripti?
Thank you, Suresh, and it's an honor for being a part of this particular live talk show. And thank you, Dr. Gautam, for having me and the Indian Coaching Federation. Suresh, to answer your question first, let me explain to you what's happened. The cinema exhibition industry has gone through a turbulent time. In the last 2 years, we have opened up after 2 years. We were the first to close and the last to open. And when we opened with a bang. And we had mammoth number of footfalls that were the figures was huge. And this was the time, unfortunately, this was the time when the great Indian resignation was going on, wherein people were leaving and new team members were coming on board, and there was a acute need of well trained manpower. So at this time, with these challenges, we wanted to set the best standards in terms training and development being the most critical role during this phase. We had a lot of challenges in front of us, and at this time, my team needed someone who's not only managing the team but I had to change myself. The change in paradigm in terms of our mindset had to change from the role of managing the team to the role of a coach, advising them, motivating them. And I strongly believe, I don't know whether you know about it, Ken Blanchard's concept of gung ho. We had to gung ho the team. The training team needed to be motivated, they needed to be pushed. At the same time, we wanted to create a pool of well trained, motivated team. And how do you do that? So, what I did is in the beginning of the financial year itself, we had, we would call it as a panchayat, okay? The training and development. One of my team members would joke around and say that, panchayat hai. So, this was a time when we set targets, goals for the team together. It was not that, you know, I would set the goals and give it to them. It was a joint effort. What we could do different, and this is the question that I asked the team, guys, this time we have a huge task in front of us. We have a lot to do, but what can we do to make it different? How can we work around making things different? Let's do something different. What we have been doing in the last 4 years, let's do something new and different. And the team together, we got together and we set these goals. And every week, and in fact, we have a review session, and the team has to come up with one task that they have done different during our review. So we talk during our review, we talk about how many people are inducted, how many training hours happened, things like that. But one thing that I asked them is, what different did you do in terms of induction, in terms of employee engagement, in terms of training content development? What different have you made? What is the better version of yourself? And everybody would be so enthusiastic, they would come up with great ideas. In fact, today, we had one of our review session, and one of my team members came up with this idea of participating in a national level barista competition, and we as a multiplex would be first in this national level barista competition. So these kind of ideas came up from them, and trust me, there are times where some of these in a realistic world, these ideas do not progress the way we want it to progress. But the thing is, the concept is, we are trying our level best. We try it. Our failures are a best lesson and the best advisor. That's exactly what I tell my team. So that's one thing that we do. Also, I don't wait for the end result. We always cheer each other up. My team cheers me, I cheer them. So it's a joint effort, wherein we cheer each other's progress. It's not the end result. I always tell them, if you get a customer feedback which is positive, let's cheer it, let's celebrate it. Even one positive feedback coming, It's a big thing. Let's make a tom tom about it. And that's exactly what we do. We share mails, we share motivational quotes, so that the team is motivated. And what happens also is people start seeing each other. So one team member sees, oh, he got a positive feedback, so now I have to work for it. And there's this healthy competition among the team. I always There's one more thing that we do over here is a point that I always make a point to tell my team during their review, and I start the session, is that your work, what you're doing, is a very critical work. So remember something: try not to make mistakes. Be very, because people's career is in our hand. The way we mold them, the way we train them, where we develop them, is how they will do their work. At the end of the day, we play a very critical role in the achievement of the goals of the company. So they need to know that. They need to know that every action has a reaction to it. So, like a famous movie quote, because we are in the cinema exhibition industry. So, I would like to, Dr. Gautam, I must tell this quote to you. It is, with great powers come great responsibility. It's from Spider Man, the movie. So this is exactly what I tell them. So you have great powers. With that comes a lot of responsibilities. You have to make sure every steps are thought about. You give your 100%. There's no scope of carelessness. Let's work together as a motivated team. And that's how the team is motivated, and we do achieve our goal. And everyone, I don't need to tell the team that please do this. They go that extra mile. They themselves feel that charged up, that energy is there in them. So that's how standards are maintained. I hope I've answered your question, Suresh.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. This is very, very important aspect that you have shared as to how a leader who is successful by following this style called pace setting leadership style, how you can really promote the engagement level, how you can promote the morale and motivation of the people. And that's the wonderful experience that you have demonstrated. You are practicing in your corporate association, and your, the excellence in the team performance. So thank you, Tripti, for your excellent insights. And I'm sure viewers must have got those kind of excellence in your presentation. So over to Dr. Gautam for your views, your experience sharing on pace setting leadership. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Suresh. Thank you for inviting me here, and I would like to thank Tripti for being here and sharing her experience and how she is setting her pace in adding value and transforming the people's life in Ionax and the group what she is handling as a L&D leader. Thank you, Priti. It was really Tripti. It was really nice listening to you. Suresh, before I go to discuss the topic pace setting leadership, I would like to share some of the views to our viewers who are watching our live show on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. I would like to thank them very much because many of the people, thousands of the people, they view our program every week, and the love and kind of attention they are giving to us, and the kind of inputs they are able to take it to transform their life and leadership is remarkable. And you cannot imagine, I keep on getting many mails, and they mention that you are mentioning something on that talk show, and I have some additional question, can you answer that? And it really gives me a great pleasure, talking to them and explaining and re-explaining the things which can help them adding value as a leader in themselves first, and then to the organization they are providing their service as a business leader. So the whole purpose of this talk show about leadership is that there are many facts, thoughts, philosophies, practices, and good things which is talked about the leadership, how it can be more practically implemented, or get how we can practically implement those things in our business, in our career, in our life, and we can add value to the peoples we are leading, the organization we are working, and transform and build our leadership capability. Tripti was mentioning, like, it is totally agree. Responsibility is the key for leadership. And more you are responsible, more you are empowered, more you are powered, and power comes from the responsibility. Irresponsible power, peoples are irresponsible, powerless. You cannot have power if unless you are responsible, whether it is in your life, whether it is in your family, whether it is in your business, or whether it is in your career, society, culture, class, country. Wherever you are, you have to be responsible to people believe on you. And when people start believing on you, you start experiencing power inside you, because somebody is expecting that kind of leadership out of you. Unless you are empowered, you will not able to deliver on that. So yes, become responsible, and that is the key for success as a leader. I keep on talking in my all talks that leadership is all about being responsible. And if you are a responsible person, leadership is another, like, a behavioral aspect for you. It becomes your behavior. You get behavior leadership in your behavior. So you need to be responsible. Coming to the pace setting, leadership is concerned, Suresh, great topics. I think you are doing really nice research and bringing different kinds of topics for discussion. And I get delighted talking and adding my inputs, and I enjoy it. Like, not only understanding it for me, but adding my research and thought through my research and understanding of human design, and then I would try to put my views to the viewers. And of course, it is not necessary that every views I share people should like it. People have their own wisdom. They have to have their own way to like it, dislike it, get it, not get it, or add more value from their side. See, the pace setting leadership is talk about one of the biggest quality of the leader, to keep the pace. And keeping the pace, maintaining the pace, setting up the pace doesn't mean that you have to increase the pace. Most of the time people in corporates, because we all come from huge corporate background. I have been working for 23 years plus in corporate at a very senior level with big multinational companies. So when we talk about pace setting leadership, they only mean that okay, now we need to increase the pace of the business. If we are doing 5% growth year on year, we should be getting into double digits. If we are making, like, 20% market share, we should be getting into 25% or 50% market share. No, that is not the true meaning of pace setting leadership. The leadership which is concerned and totally matches with the pace setting is like that, is that you should be having the capability as a leader to match the pace of the situations and circumstances in the organization, in the environment, and align your team and people accordingly to deliver the result as per the expectation, which can take the company to the next level of growth and profitability. It never says that you have to increase the pace, because most of the people who misunderstood it just to take it as a increasing the pace, and they set unrealistic goals, and they put all their efforts, energy, and team and finally they are not able to achieve, team get disturbed, they are not able to achieve the target, and it becomes very difficult for the company to survive and maintain the pace for next 2 3 4 or 5 years. And somewhere they lose business, they lose the leadership team, and they lose their market share also. The true meaning of pace setting leadership is to analyze the situation. It is more of a person somewhere between the situational leader and transformational leader. A leader who understands the situation and transform the overall resources of the organization to set the pace. We take the example, and I always try to give the example of our own country. Last, and Tripti was also adding on that. Hospitality, entertainment was one of the, and movies and multiplex was one of the big business which was badly impacted during the COVID time. What pace you can set it? You cannot set any pace. All your multiplexes are in lockdown. But as a pace setting leadership, understanding the situation, still you have the opportunity to keep your team intact, knowing that you are going to get a big dent on your top line, your revenue is going to reduce, but you have to keep your team motivated that when good days are going to come, and now good days are coming, you are ready with better preparation to do a big bang. And what she was sharing that she is able to do the great work, and what they were able to do it in 4 5 6 months in normal days, you are able to do in 2 3 months or even 1 month in those nowadays. So that is the preparation you required to set the pace of the team, your preparation, your readiness, your lineup, your business, your plan, your action. That the day so starts opening, you are ready with a, like, coming with a big bang. So that is all about pace setting the leadership. We have seen our own leadership in our country, how India, being the highest populated country in this world, we have set our own pace in vaccination drive. And today was the news, I was watching it, I think 1 or 2 days back, news was there that we have already 200 crore vaccination done in India. I think this is the largest vaccination things has been done anywhere, if people could have thought about anywhere in this world. So that is we called setting up the pace as a leader to transform the business, transform the country, transform the system, and make your people aligned, make your team aligned, set the pace for your team so that they are all on the same wavelength. They are talking in the same language. If you are ready to have a 200 kilometer per hour speed and your team is not ready up to even 80 or 90 kilometer, you know what is going to happen. You are going to crash any moment. So in spite of doing a crash landing, the pace setting leader prepares the team. Most of themselves, they prepare the team, they make the team ready, they set the pace for the team to get aligned with the pace of the business, the pace of industry, the pace of situation and circumstances happening in the country, in the region, in the globe, in the organization, in the industry overall. And that is all about pace setting and leadership is all about. Another very important part I would like to discuss about the pace setting leadership is concerned. Research says that it is not the leadership, it is not the one person, it is the joy of collaborative teamwork which takes the company to the next level of success and growth. And there are many research are published. Even I did my research and it is very clear. It is not the leader, it is not the one person, it is the joy of collaborative work which drives the business and delivers the world class result for the organization to become an organization success and a true global organization. So for the leaders who are listening our talk, so I will try to say and I will try to convey that when it is talk about the pace setting leadership, you have to set the pace of your team. Never forget, unless your team is set up in that pace, how fast or how slow you are doesn't matter. Irrelevant. One person cannot drive or cannot set the pace. It is the pace of the team. It is the pace of, it works like, organization works like a train. It is not only the engine, it is the total compartment and all that. All has to go and reach to the destination. You just imagine if the engine of the train starts from Delhi and goes to Mumbai, railway will be in deep loss. But if the railway comes with 15, 20 bogies from Bombay to Delhi or Delhi to Bombay, railway is going to become profitable because those dabbas and bogies are going to bring lot of goods, which is going to give the lot of revenue for the train and the railway. So leadership is not a one-man show, and that is the reason this kind of terminology, whether you talk about pace setting leadership, whether you talk about situational leadership, when you talk about transformational leadership, when you talk about democratic leadership, all kind of, when we talk about charismatic leadership, all this translates into one thing: how you are able to align your team, how you are able to motivate your team, how you are able to grow your team, and you are talking in the same language. Not only qualification wise, experience wise, money wise, but thought process wise, leadership capability wise. And here the role of learning and development, what Tripti is handling, comes very important as transforming the business leader to bring them on one level, on one pace. Many of the people in the organization, they come from diverse family background, educational background, qualificational background, but each and every individuals are important for the organization. And how learning and development is able to align those people to bring them to a team where each and every individual collaborate and they enjoy complementing. Very important point, I would like to share it again here. They enjoy complementing for each other. Yes, professionally they might compete with each other, which is really good. In a good organization, in a professional organization, each and every individual at the leadership level, they have to compete professionally for their individual growth and success as a business leader in the organization. But when it comes to the organization, when it comes to grow the revenue, business, top line, bottom line, market share, cash flow of the organization, everybody has to collaborate and complement to win-win together, and then only the organization, then only the company, then only the corporate, then only the society, then only the people, then only the country as a whole will be able to grow and succeed and grow and to the next level of their growth and career, even as an individual. So, this is all I would like to say, Suresh, about the pace setting leadership. We have time limits, so we can continue for longer time, but I think this much is more than enough for today's discussion. If you have any further question, I can add value on that.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Gautam. That was wonderful insights. Especially, I would like to pick up three key elements what you have shared. The first, you have talked about the practical approach about pace setting leadership, because it's not about increasing the speed. It is all about the setting the pace for the team, which is appropriate, keeping in mind the capability, what they can do, what they cannot do. Second element, you talk about the significance of elaboration in terms of the collaboration as well as alignment, because these are the two keywords in any organizations. If there is no collaboration, there is no alignment within the team or along with the other teams, that team will probably
Yes.
will collapse and organization will not be able to succeed. And third element, you talk about different pros and cons. It's not about only the roller coaster ride, but there are a lot of challenges also happens. How pace setting leader, if he is successful, at the same time he has to be cautious in terms of ensuring that team will not have a negative impact by getting demoralized and so on. So thank you very much, doctor. The last question before we close, I would like to ask you about the essence of the India Coaching Federation and how this institution is helping the coaches. Would like to share your perspective.
Thanks, Suresh, again, and very relevant and wonderful question you asked. Uh, that we are doing practically in India Coaching Federation. Philosophically and subject wise, there are many management institutions around the world, and there are thousands. They are creating leaders. They share their leadership concepts and ideas, but practically it is not able to get transformed into their career as a leader. And there is a reason for that. And that reason, of course, I will not able to explain in this small time, but many of the leader, they understand this. So what we do at India Coaching Federation, we help transform the personality of the business leader and help them understand that how they can transform their acquired personality and they can discover their real personality to have their own meaning of leadership. See, somebody has mentioned, and you are mentioning the name, and even I don't remember where you pick up this concept of pace leadership. The gentleman who has talked about that, he is a great person. But how that is going to help you, me, and Tripti, that is more relevant for us. If it is not going to help three of us and our audiences, then that word is a useless word for us. So at India Coaching Federation, we are able to help the business leader to transform their personality, to understand those management word, management principles, management thoughts, and translate for your own benefit how you can use those things to transform your own leadership capability, to make yourself as a transformed business leader, a leader who can really think out of the box and not only grow their own career as a business leader, but able to take the whole organization to the next level of growth and success, at the same time empowering and transforming their own people to create many future business leader. A business leader, a leader is who creates future leaders. If a person who is not able to create future leaders, he is not a leader, he is a coward or he is an autocrat. So we, and this is not going to be possible now. We have talked about that. The way family businesses are getting managed in India, they are getting managed like kingdom. We are in democracy, but family businesses are getting managed like a kingdom. And there is a very bad situations are there even in the big organizations. So they have to transform their leadership. That leadership transformation can only happen by transforming their personality, by discovering their own leadership capability, who they are as a leader. If your certificate is taken out from you, who you are as a leader, what kind of capability you have, or is you are relevant because of your certificate, then you are the most irrelevant person on this earth. So that we are trying to bring it here, Suresh, and time is not going to permit. So we are trying to bring something about the leadership through a scientifically design our research-based content in transforming leadership and empowering leadership to grow and become future business leader. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Dr. Gautam, for briefing about India Coaching Federation and what is the wonderful role that it is playing for the entire coaches and the coaching community. So at this point in time, we are taking a pause here, and we are looking forward to next theme on next Wednesday at 9:30. So thanks to all the viewers for their wonderful participation, and I'm thankful to both the guest of honors for their support. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
very much.
Suresh. Thank you. Thank you, Tripti. Thank you.
Thank you.